Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I thought that it's about time to do a video about me, your atypical girl on wheels. So I hope that you enjoy. If you do, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment below. And yeah, sit back, relax, and let's talk a little bit about me. Hello everyone, and where do I start? So, I am 23 years old. I was born with a rare form of muscular dystrophy. When I was born, the doctors told my parents to make me comfortable that it's probably not something that is curable and something that is going to be fixable, and it is very life threatening that I would have probably passed by my first birthday. So, hearing that, my parents did what the doctor said, and the first birthday came around, the second birthday came around, and I was still here. And 23 years later, I'm here now, and I'm blessed that I am. And, a lot of people wonder, would you, if you could the choice, not have this disability? Of course, I mean, everybody, this is not something that you would choose, but it has taught me a lot, and it's made me who I am, that I probably wouldn't trade it because it's gave me some pretty great life experiences, and those are indispensable. I was very fortunate that I had a very outgoing personality. As a little kid, I saw my disability and I really didn't recognize it until I was like on the playgrounds with other kids, and I really couldn't do as much as my peers. And realizing that, I was louder, I was more vocal, I stood up for myself, and I am thankful for that because I know a lot of people who let their situation, you know, bring them down, but I never did. It was always something that made me have to come out of my comfort zone. So, to sum up my personality when I was a child, obviously, being in a wheelchair, you get a lot of people staring and looking and curious as to what's wrong, or, and for me, when I was younger, I used to tell my Mom, like, I must be so beautiful because look at all these people staring. And, I'm very happy that I had that perspective because this could have been something that would have brought anyone else down, but for me, I didn't let it, and it was just something that was me, and it's not that big of a deal. It's just who I am, and it's part of me, and I'm just Ashley who needs to sit all the time. It's not that big of a deal. So I actually never had a diagnosis up until 2 years ago. I recently just got a diagnosis, and that was thanks to the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. So if you did it, thank you, because you gave me my diagnosis and you helped the funds that created research and gave me an answer that I've always been looking for, like, what is the name? What do I have? And it's Titin myopathy. It's actually so rare. When I got my diagnosis, my older sister has what I have. Her and I were the seventh and eighth people who are known to have it at that time. So if you're wondering if the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge did anything, it did. It gave me the answer I've been always longing for. And it also gave me a very funny video, which is this one.
Your ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. So, hope you guys all do it, and here we go.
Yeah, that was a very cringy video, but I did it, and I hope you did it too because it gave me that diagnosis, and it's nice to know what I have and to put a name to it. So, how it affects me is I was basically born with 40% of my muscle already dead at birth. It is a disease that is progressive, but because it's so rare, they really don't know the speed or how it is or how it affects people, because I mean, they never really knew about it up until now. But basically, I just am weaker and my muscles can fatigue over time. So, yeah, like little activities like brushing my hair or putting on clothes can be hard and where I need assistance. I'm weaker. My older sister has more mobility than I do. She can still walk, but I couldn't walk until I was 5. And then I stopped walking at the age of 12 after I got my back surgery to put metal rods to align my spine because it was starting to curve. So after that, I was permanently dependent on this wheelchair. And I say dependent because it's not a bad thing. It's something that helps me, and me and my chair, it's like, it's us two. Like, it's a love-hate relationship. Not really hate, but a lot of love. But just because I have this disability, it doesn't stop me from much. Like, I did a lot in high school. I was always active. I did cheer, choir, theater. I've always had a passion for music and performing, and especially like to bring that with the theater, with musical theater. It was my passion. I did that for a while. I went to college to study theater. I graduated with my theater degree, and now I'm just taking some time off to enjoy and live and traveling. Traveling is a huge passion of mine, and a lot of people wonder, oh, can you travel? Yeah, it's harder, but I still do it. As I do with everything else, I'm going to find a way to do it if I have a passion and it's something that I want to do. I'm not going to let my disability stop me from that. But yeah, there's a lot of things that I love, and I'm lucky that I've had a good support system with my mother, my sister. I have to rely on them a lot for just simple daily tasks, and they always do it just so without any hesitation, and it's nice. It's always important to have a good, strong support system, and I've been lucky to have that. So pretty much that's just a little bit about me. There's so much more, but it would be a very long video if I told you everything. So on my Instagram, I put out so that people can have questions to be answered in my next Q&A. Well, this is it. If you're not following me, I am at girlonwheels_95. I'll also put the handle down in my bio after the video. But these are just a few of the questions that I got from there. So let's begin. So I got 2, maybe 3, we could do 3 questions. First from Capricorn1, and thank you so much for giving me some questions. I always love the support. The first question was, what was I thinking or feeling when I got the confirmed diagnosis? Well, there was a lot that was going on through my mind. I was first very excited, waiting in the doctor's office, knowing that I was going to get my diagnosis, that after 23 years, it was more like 22, I think. I got it last year. So 22 years of not knowing that finally I was going to have a name to the thing that affected my life and the lives of all those that I loved. So I was very excited, first of all. But also I was very nervous because, with a new diagnosis also comes like, what's going to happen? What is my future? And that's what I was expecting to get, but going in, like, there's no answers, there's still questions, and so that was hard. Realizing that I finally got that answer of the name, but really nothing else to help me figure out, what is in my future? What is this disability going to look like in a few years? Because I do not know, and they don't know. So that was a very hard part for me. Just getting a diagnosis was awesome. So thanks for that question. But yeah, I was very excited. Overall, mostly excited to have a diagnosis. And then there was another question, and I'm going to do a 2-parter because it's kind of how it felt like. What is my guilty pleasure? Well, I have a lot. I don't know if they're guilty pleasures. It's just things that make me happy. And that's writing. Like, I love writing. I've recently found out that I'm actually pretty good at writing. I didn't write before up until a few months ago. And I went through some tough moments in my life, and I just needed to put it all down and get those thoughts out of my head, and to just be able to write freely was just an outlet that I wish I would have knew beforehand, but I am so glad that I found it now. And last question by Capricorn 1, what is my go-to movie? And you would think, because I love horror and I said everything about horror, that'd be a horror movie, but it's actually Benny and June with Johnny Depp. Not a lot of people have heard about it before, but it is my favorite movie. It's such a good story. So my next question I got was from Flowers from Heaven period art, which if you haven't followed her, you need to. She is so talented. I love her work. Thank you for sending in a question. I love your support, girl. You're awesome. Anyway, so her question was, what is the hardest thing for me to apply according to makeup because of my disability? And actually, there's not a lot of things that are difficult for me to like apply as long as my arms are propped, but I do get tired easily. So if I'm doing like a bold look with a smoky eye, like my arms are done afterwards and I need to like ice them. Like it's really bad. But yeah. And the next question is by Living on the Beach Every Day. I believe that was. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. I'll have to check. But yeah, their question was, what's my favorite ice cream? It's a little embarrassing, actually, to admit this, but my favorite ice cream is pralines and cream. I know I should be, I'm old. I love my pralines. I can get down on some praline ice cream. I don't know what it is, like the crunch of the praline, the sweetness of the buttercream, like ice cream. It's delicious. I'll eat it in the dark and be like, I like my pralines because it's so good. It's my favorite. I can eat it all the time. But yeah, pralines and cream. It's really good. Especially if it has caramel in it. Like that just tops it. But yeah, it's my favorite. I love it. And my last question that I got was from my girl Sylvie. You're absolutely amazing. I love you so much. But her question was why, I feel weird saying, why are you such a beautiful and kind soul? Well, Sylvie, it's because of people like you and friends like you who support me and just let me be who I am and express myself, because I have such a great support system when it comes to friends. Whether that was through my MDA community, you guys know who you are, or my friends from high school, or Sylvie, or all the people that I've met from church. You guys are great and make me who I am because you allow me to just be me freely without any judgment. So thank you for whoever sent in questions for my Q&A. If you aren't following me yet on Instagram, I am at girlonwheels_95. So if you have any recommendations on what we should talk about, or if you're curious to know about anything, let me know. Let's talk about dating and disability, or dating and, dare I say it, sex. I mean, everyone's curious. I'm an open book. Let's talk. And I think it's better that we do have conversations about these things because it's a normal thing. Like, everyone is the same. It's just I'm sitting down and it's not that big of a deal. It's just me. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Thank you so much for watching.